My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the train. It's train time. Train town. Let's go. Random, obviously, still. Hope Stygian's one of them, because that still needs some experience on it. It is not. It is a combination, of Umbra Awoken. Alright. Whoa! Sting! Sting! Draw an extra card per turn, so it removes its card negativity. Interesting. Obviously, it's delayed, but still interesting. And the cash, I really like the idea of removing Consume from this and then upgrading it and then having a really thin deck and just get one X cost. Huh. We have a lot of energy manipulation right now, is what I'm saying. I will say, I see an infinite in here. But it's an infinite that doesn't do anything except gain energy. That's the Ember Cache. So I do need a way to translate that into damage. Obviously, I was saying the Mind Collapse is like an X cost. But you can get to 99 energy, and then this will still only deal, you know, just under 300 damage. Extremely cannot take that. No volatile gauge. Not this time. I learned my lesson, honestly, in taking the Architect earlier. It's just, it's not the play. Oh no. I am very much going to try and make this not just a morsels run, but it definitely seems like it is going to, at least in part, be a morsels run. They enter with armor 5. That's really annoying. It's exactly one above where the Sting can kill them. But getting an early draft is really good. Set up on the top floor. Sting there. Train steward mid. Don't need to restore. Does nothing. Right now, at least. Okay, Shade Splitter will find some damage. Nice. And then this does 6 damage to a unit, gives 2 energy back. And I'll put some regen on you. What would be a good unit to pair with like one floor that's doing the penumbra stuff? Okay, Shade Splitter. Wait, you already die by yourself. It's fine. So I will kill one of those. Rubble Morsel behind you. Shade Splitter again. Get another Rubble... not Rubble Morsel. Remorse Jeweler, sorry. I'll Excavated Ember. And pop another Train Steward down. Seems fine to me. This is the problem. This top floor right now. Oh, got 2 stings. And a Mind Collapse. That's good. Okay. Seems decent. The boss is putting a weighted contrition atop my deck at resolve. Other than that, relentless. Just has a little bit of armor. Nothing too exciting. So use that to gain an energy back by slaying a unit with it. Rubble Morsel, Shade Splitter, another morsel up there. I'm gonna leave the X-Gav Ember in the deck for a later turn. I draw 6 cards next turn. I've only got like a... No, I draw also the card that was put atop my deck. Never mind, I was never going to get that back. That was just never happening. Okay, good fight. Gets us a unit draft for no damage. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now. Enhance unit with plus 4 damage and apply spikes 4 also. Honestly, if I put like any spikes on my my Penumbra, then it'll start taking out backlining units, and I want it to do that. So I'm gonna get Sharpen. I'm likely also gonna reduce its cost in the next area. Oh. Morsel Master, whenever you summon a morsel unit on this floor, gain a copy. So if I put that behind the Penumbra and then making of a morsel is just 2 morsel miners consistently. There's also Shadow Eater, which whenever it gorges, which is whenever it eats a morsel unit, restores 5 health and deals 5 damage to all enemy units. That's good AoE, but I just took the spikes that are already providing that to us, kind of. Plus 40 max health, and on Rejuvenate, it gains +1/+1. This got a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better than it used to be. I'm still going Morsel Master, though. I just took Morsel Miners. Morsel Miners are the best morsel you can get. So, kind of gotta. Umbra unit, forge my units, gain new powers. I don't have any minions in here that I really want to give new powers. But I have spells that I definitely want to change. I want to cost reduce the Sharpen and the Making of a Morsel. I'll reduce the Making of a Morsel first. Then re-roll. Double stack. Okay, double stack probably goes on spikes. And then the second is the cost reduction on spikes. Great. Honestly, at this point, my next focus is remove almost every other card. Now, is this my final deck? No, definitely not. There is something I'm still looking to do. Wait, I can't remove... Oh, right, because... okay, this consumes to give me the excavator. Okay, never mind. I can't actually infinite for an X cost. But I can get a lot of energy with this in order to do the thing that I actually want to do, which is get a morsel miner behind the Penumbra and then eat it with the spike. The spike that triggers Gorge and Eaten effects twice the X cost you put into it. That's what I'm looking for. Let's look ahead to the next area. Where are we going? Probably, honestly, that Hellvent looks really good. Hellvent on another Ember Cache, honestly, I'd be fine with. Making of a Morsel, honestly, as well. Get a second one in the deck so that I can actually get it consistently on the Penumbra. Or more consistently. So that means I'm not using money in the next area at all. Fine, I'm going to remove a card. I'm going to be very aggressive about removing cards here. The... Restore doesn't really make that much sense when my champion gets its health back so quickly. Non-burst enemy units enter with spikes 3. So, yeah, morsel miners don't have damage, so that means they won't strike, which means they won't get spiked. I honestly believe I probably have enough health on my units that this isn't going to be a problem for us. Although the Morsel Master is also going to attack, and it doesn't have that much HP. So honestly, just I'd have to focus some regens on it occasionally. But also I'd be able to sting those. No, they're going to be backline units. I want the money to the point that I think this will cost me a little bit of HP on my Pyre. I don't think it's going to cost me enough HP on the Pyre that I care, though. I need time for the Penumbra to grow, I think. The Penumbra just has a lot of growing to do, you know? Make a morsel on the top line, double morsel eater, give you some spikes. Honestly, I think at this point, I Shade Split and then just leave it in the deck. For a turn where my Gorges just aren't enough. There, Mind Split, Mind Collapse the back line, getting some energy back, and then some regen, I guess? Of course, now I get the other Shade Splitters rather than the Morsel Miner. Don't want the energy, definitely don't want the energy. Damage. Kill the backliner. The Mind Collapse is giving me the ability to actually target the backliner, who's like way bigger than I'm giving it credit for at this point, I will say. Okay, so this boss as well, by the way, has Sweep is its effect. So it's doing 5 damage to all units at the same time. Making you a morsel, pop a morsel miner down there. And then, honestly, the rest of that's just direct damage. Great. So I didn't end up taking any damage at all with this. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The jeweler out there, sharpen up our frontliner. Yep. Thanks for killing all my morsel miners. For doing that, I will kill you right back. And Umbra assaults. That's another way to target a backliner is the thing. There's also Perils of Production, which is Rage 2, Ember Drain 2 to a friendly unit. If you put that on a morsel, the morsel dies, so you don't get the Ember Drain effect. Ember Drain being at the start of your turn, you lose 1 energy for each stack of Ember Drain, decreases each turn. So instead, you just get the 2 extra energy out of it. 2 extra energy, honestly, like, I don't want extra energy in this deck right now. I have extra energy in this deck right now. No. I'm gonna pass. I've had a lot of Antumbras. I don't think I need the extra one here. I also don't think I need the Sting yet. Taking extra money. I'm not even going to a Merchant Steel here, so I don't even need the extra money as much as I otherwise might. Alright, I'm going to the event before the Pyre Room so that if it is the chests, I can... Damn it. No, this deck will benefit from being thin. I don't think I want to take either of these. Enhance the Pyre with extra damage, or enhance the Pyre, or heal the Pyre. Honestly, I'd have the ability to cast them both pretty big, but they would get in the way of making my initial setup, and my initial setup is very important. The earlier I can get this set up, the more repeatable the setup will be. I just didn't collect the health because I don't need it. Constructed explosives explode twice. That's actually really bad for us because the penumbra doesn't grow fast enough to outscale that. So I need that, like, I need the bomb not to... Oh, nice. Not to be on an important floor is what I was about to say. I'm purposefully killing my train steward there. Don't want to draw back into it. Thankfully, we have a Sting for this one, but we're not going to always have a Sting. Mind Collapse is more likely to be a thing that we consistently have. Again, not necessarily always, but more consistently. I'm going to take out both of those because their damage doesn't decrease by the time they get to the top floor. I'm expecting to get spikes likely in the next hand. 66.6% chance I get it. I didn't. That's really unfortunate. So that means I will be taking damage to some of these clergymen. Unless we get a Shade Splitter that gives that has damage itself. We got one. Cool. All of them go down now. I'm going to throw this one out as well. Great. And now we picked up some lifesteal as well, which should help us heal back up if we happen to get a bomb on that top floor. Didn't get the bomb on the top floor, but I'm very glad that I have the solution to it. Rather have the solution and not need it, rather than need the solution and not have it, you know? Great. Oh, 2 40 health units on the top floor at the same time. I did not think about that. That's a capital P problem right there. 27 damage to a single unit. You have 22. Right? 22, right? Yes, 22. Right, I'll play that out first, get the morsel miner, and then target you with the mine collapse. And now everything is again right with the worlds. There's the blow up, and there's the lifesteal for the heal, as I said it would be. Oh, it feels real good to call your shots like that. I gotta say, I really, really like it. Also like that. Sack the train stewards. Mine collapse for the kill on you. Shade split behind the train steward. Yeah, it will actually get to eat that, so I'll get extra energy next turn, and then mine collapse. Okay. Sharpen is a very good companion piece for the Penumbra. Again, I don't want to play those Shade Splitters. I may actually remove those Shade Splitters. I almost never do that when I'm playing a, the Penumbra. It just seems like the right thing to do here. Okay. Quick actually doesn't matter that much to me. So why doesn't quick matter on my Penumbra? Honestly, it actually might even be bad. If there is a low health unit in front of a high health unit, which happens on later floors, there's the 460s, 480s, 485s. I can't remember their stats. Their stats have changed a lot, but they're clipped winged. They're like gilded wings, but they don't have wings, right? If they stand behind a bunch of sycophants that have 1 damage each, the Penumbra kills one of the sycophants, or 2 damage each rather. The Penumbra kills one of the sycophants and then does nothing to the big unit. Whereas if all of those attack first, they attack the spikes, they die, and then the Penumbra kills the big unit in the back line. So quick actually is a bit of a problem for us in that circumstance in particular. Adaptive mutation is very, very, very good. But the thing is, because we're getting permanent buffs on the Penumbra rather than impermanent buffs, it's not necessary. Forever Consumed is interesting in that I can get a lot of energy and I can cast it for a lot of damage. But it only hits the frontliner unit, and it's not like deal 30 damage to the frontliner unit X times, it's deal 30x damage to the frontline unit. So unless the boss happens to have no enemies in front of it, this does nothing to them, really, for us. Okay. Animus of Will is still really good here. Or rather, like, really, really high quality of a card. I thought it was going to get nerfed. Animus of Speed, Shadow Eater. It's not that it's necessarily good in this deck. That's not what I meant to say. Again, none of these for us. With each of them has kind of like a clearly laid out problem we've mentioned before. Well, except for the Animus of Will, but that just does nothing with this deck. I would have to pivot so hard to make it valuable. I would need to get extra capacity 2 times before I can get another making morsel, like a morsel miner on the same floor, so Light of the Seraph is not a good idea here. Hersel's Compound seems pretty interesting to me. Draw an extra card per turn. More consistently get back to my makings a morsel. I sharpen. Yeah, it's draw. It's definitely draw. Okay, removals. Oh, double removal and an artifact on the same side, baby. I'll look at the artifact first. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot or apply rooted to enemy units when they enter the room below the pyre floor. Honestly, that's often where I'm setting up my Penumbra right now. Which means that if a big unit gets there, and I really need to deal with it, I have time. However, an extra upgrade slot is actually really big when I have a Sharpen that is already as good as this and could get something like, oh, I don't know, a Holdover. Or, another example might be, making of a morsel, getting another cost reduction on each of them and Holdover. Or, I think I need it. This provides a benefit. The other one, less so, I feel. Don't need these. Don't need them. I'm gonna eat good units. I'm not gonna eat many units. The restore, though, like both of those restores are dead as hell. The train stewards, at least as soon as I play them, they're out of the deck. You know what? Shade Splitter, actually. So many times I'm refusing to play them. Too many times, frankly. I have to go entirely down the line of the Penumbra that gets the Gorge effect, because if you go down it 3 times, it becomes Gorge plus 12 plus 12. So splashing a different form of the Penumbra champion is... If I didn't have any way to deal with AoE, it could be good. But I have ways to deal with AoE. This is annoying. Okay, so the boss here, Thoughtbinder, has Relentless. On Slay, it adds an ultimate penance card to the top of the draw pile, so I don't want to feed units into it on the bottom floors. The self-mutilation is Purge, Reserve, your pyre takes 1 damage, so Reserve is if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, Purges, it removes itself entirely from your deck on play. It's a 1 mana Scourge. That's not an ultimate penance, that's a self-mutilation. Why does it give me the tooltip for self-mutilation, despite the fact that it gives you alternate penances? Wild. There's also the Clip Defender and the Light Harnesser. The Light Harnesser is the problem here, because the Light Harnesser is going to increase its stats every floor it goes up. And I'm going to want to set up on the top floor for the sake of the Root Split. I'm not going to be able to kill 2 Light Harnesses in a row. The Root Split does mean that I will be able to kill 2 Light Harnesses in a row, but it's going to be over 2 turns, so if more Light Harnesses come up, we're having a bad time. I think I might be reliant on getting Sharpen and my spells to help me here. I'm taking this. The non-boss enemy units restore health when they move off floor is actually not that bad for us, because we only really deal damage on 1 floor. Except for, you know, the stings that we cast on lower floors. Still have to cast the stings, because there's extra draw on the next turn to do so. I'm going to keep that Morsel Miner in the deck, obviously. Yeah, I'm going to take some pyre damage here, definitely. I think it'll be worth it, though. Getting Sharpen at the bottom of my first deck was really rough. Not great for us right there. So this unit isn't going to move up a floor, so a two shivs. A sting and a collapse will do it, or 3 stings will do it. None of that is what I wanted. I just needed... Oh, never mind. There was nothing left in the deck that could have helped me at that point. This will at least deal a bunch of damage to the armor. Okay. The resolve triggers. I was going to do that this turn. Thank you. Oof. I thought I accidentally cast something I was not going to. I probably would have waited until I used the mine here first. Actually, no, you attack me and then you die to the spikes, which is fine. No, everything's fine. We did, yeah, all of that is completely fine. As well as I could really expect it to be going, you know? Let's go making of a morsel miner, heal you. The Penumbra has only lived a hair constantly here. We're getting a morsel miner literally every turn though, and I gotta say, that is so good. So important for us. I'm gonna heal you with that, and then mine collapse the back line to get the kill. Self-mutilation out of there. Making of a morsel for a morsel miner, and then sharpen. So I ended up taking no damage. This was very dicey. It was very, very close at a bunch of points for us having a real bad time right here. But we get morsel units gain damage shield 1. That saves them from sweep. That's actually important, because the morsel miners only have 1 health. Trigger feeding on morsel units. Get a bunch of damage here, but that's not important. Trigger feeding on morsel units is actually pretty good, because I'm gonna have, like, oftentimes, you know, 2 full stacks of morsel miners on the floor. Yeah, feast, 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 feast. Feast, you beast. I don't need any of these, though. Peace. Okay. More removal, more spell upgrades, more money. All of that seems more good than the other side. More gooder. Holdover. I got holdover. Holdover on feast. Holdover on making. Holdover on feast. Oh, holdover on feast. Let's look at the other option. The other options first. The removal. Honestly, the train stewards need out of this deck. TBH. Okay. Holdover on feast. Doing it every turn. We're doing it live every turn. We roll, see what we get. Consume removal, cost increase. I could do that on Ember Cache, but do I need to? Is the big thing there. Ember Cache is delayed energy. It's not draw positive, right? Because you draw the excavated ember and it replaces itself but gives you 2 energy. So it's delayed energy, but I don't need the energy for anything here. So it's cost removal. Like another making of a non-morsel, I think. And then honestly, like the most important thing I can do here, yeah, I'm definitely going on this side in the next area, so I don't need money as much. Most important thing I can do here, remove more cards from the deck. These stings. You draw 1 extra card per turn, but if you draw a sting, then it's still not great. Like, it's not card negative, but it's denying you a different card that you could have drawn on the first turn. The stings need to get out of this deck, I think. The Mind Collapses can stay. We need those to kill backliner units an embarrassingly large amount of the time, but getting rid of those. The deck just got ridiculously better. Enemy units enter with armor 10. There's the sycophants. How fast do I think I'm getting my second stack of sharpen? Pretty slow. So this boss is Crystal Cloak, Relentless. It has stealth 5. Not a target in combat. It loses 1 stack of stealth each turn. So the whole thing is that, you know, you're going to need a unit that can take a couple hits from it. I think I have that. The Morsel Master, sharpen you, make a morsel. Put them both down. I could feast, but I don't. Oh, no, I will feast because I want to actually trigger its holdover. So here's an example. exactly as I mentioned before. It's different units. Well, one of them is the same, the Sycophant. But this is the exact example I mentioned before. If the Penumbra was fast, I would kill that, and then the overcharged tank would make my day bad. So, punk. Make my day bad. Huh? Do ya? Those. Feast them. Kill that, gaining some energy back. Sure, I'll restore you. Not that it's necessary at all. Not that it really helps anything at all, but I'll do it regardless. I need my second stack of spikes, and I'm pretty certain it's in the next 5 cards. And after that, I don't really need to care. Oh, it's not in the next stack of cards. Never mind, it was. It's just hiding. Really? Making of a morsel would have been so good this turn for the sake of getting 2 of them off in the same turn in the Gorge. Using Feast, rather. I feel confident. I feel confident that this is a deck that is it's still using morsels, yes, but it's using different morsels and it's using them in different ways, and it's using different synergistic units, and it's using the same champion unit. But to be fair, you know, 1 or 3 champions, you're gonna have similar overlaps on champion units consistently, right? Okay. Heal you a little. Might collapse the back one in there. Start on the next one. Oh wait, I already had enough spikes before this. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. Hey, here we go. Making a morsel. Play him down. Feast. Making a morsel. Best believe we're gonna play him down. This overcharged tank is getting pretty big as a result of that, though. Not that I care at all, but... Thank you for going away. Yeah, we're gonna have some of these overcharged tanks come to the top line, and there's really nothing I can do about it. They're just harvesting all my units. Ow. That's a lot of damage. The thing is, I still need to make sure that I win against the boss. Well, that killed almost half of my power with no real problem doing so. Didn't love that. Thankfully, I should never really have an overstacked situation of big tanky units defending big tanky units with harvest triggers to get tankier. That's not a common situation you run into. It's just an annoying one. Apply damage shield 1 to friendly unit. No, again, I don't think I really care about adding any of these. Draw +3 next turn is very inviting. Restore units to full health is also kind of interesting here, what with the Penumbra getting that big, but also, you know, the Penumbra didn't seem to have any health problems that entire time, but also it wasn't going up against very big units. Maybe I need the Unleash the Wildwood here. Yeah, putting one of these in the deck saves me so many things, and I don't have to put Lifesteal in the deck as a result of that. Play the 3rd card of your turn, draw 2. It's so good. Okay. Now that I have the other one, I can definitely remove both of these restores. Next two are the next train stewards, obviously. I think it's the cheap making of a morsel, and then if I get another duplicate, it's on a feast. Okay. And then I get draw after this boss as well. Wait, hang on. Okay, these are the sycophants. Yeah, we totally go on the top line first. Morsel master, making of a morsel. Pop that down. Gorge. Cool, making of a morsel. Pop that down. Sharpen you up and sacrifice a train steward to the gods. Oh, this is gonna get nutty. That extra draw is gonna help us so much. Let's make a morsel, I guess. Ember cache 2. Oh, starting to draw some embers. Neat. It's feast. Feeling like making maybe a morsel today? Yeah. Let's just do that for a change. Oh, God. So you gave... Hang on. Are you going to follow these units the entire way? Okay, so Fel has the ability here to give 10 armor to whatever unit she happens to be on the same floor as when the round starts, right? She went to the bottom floor, gave all the sycophants plus 10, went with them to the next floor, giving them another plus 10. If she goes again, they will have plus 30 and they'll be on the top floor. There's nothing I can do to that. I think it's actually very likely that she does that as well. Do it? You gonna do it? Gonna do it? I hate you so much. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to sharpen and get the sharpen back consistently here. So excavated ember, and then excavate ember. I think again, just get the sharpen back. Fine. That means I have to reduce the amount of morsel stuff I'm doing this round because I'm not trying to get Gorge back. Like, a good situation is, like, the start of the turn is making a morsel, play the morsel, then Gorge, and then all those cards are in my discard pile, and then I draw, and then I draw possibly Gorge back. Because that's really where we want to be. But yeah, I've had Sarah really screw me like that before. Just constantly raising the HP of a target. That, like, obviously there's the Alabaster Guardians in the front line as well, so you can't get through to them yet. So then they just have a bunch of armor and they go to the top floor and ruin your life. Not necessarily sycophants doing that, but others. So making of a morsel, put the morsel down, feast. Third card played that turn, draws extra cards. Didn't happen to get the Gorge back, but if we did... But if we did, though, is the thing, though. But have you considered what if we did, though? Because if we did, it'd be good. I still haven't found the spike I'm looking for, though. I'd love to find that. Make a morsel. Morsel make. Feast. Oh, it only draws 2. Right, sorry. Hang on. Winged Steel, I think, used to draw 3 cards, which is why I kept thinking that it was about to draw 3 cards. Of course, it's not going to draw 3 cards, so if there's only 2 cards left in my deck, I already know what it's going to draw. But yes, my excuse is it used to be different. It helps me get through my whole deck every single turn, though. Can hardly say anything bad about that. Alright, these are the ones that have the harvest triggers, right? I hate doing that so much. But yeah, I'm just gonna end my turn. Still absolutely abhor doing what I am currently doing here. But they got real mean last time. They took out 50 of my pyre health. And you can fool me once, game. And maybe a couple times more after that. And you best believe you can fool me 50 times after that. And you best believe I'm gonna fall for it the 1000th time. But the 1001st? I'm learning my lesson. That's when it's over for you. Shroud Spike. Found it. Woo! Extra draw again. So, Shroud Spike. Let's have a look at it. It says, kill a morsel unit. Trigger eaten and gorge abilities as if it had been eaten 2 times. Double removal next to a merchant and trinkets in a concealed cavern. That's calling my name over there. There's no dupe on the other side. Is there a dupe down here? There is, and it's next to a merchant of magic. Interesting. Because, like, ideally, a turn would be making a morsel, gorge them. Making a morsel, gorge them. Making a morsel, end the turn. The mind collapses are starting to feel less relevant. Especially with another X-Class card in the deck competing. Spike Seal +1 damage per stack is nice. Alright, let's go to the Kinsale Caverns first. Hey, bud. Pyre gains +1 damage for every gold I have, or purge that and gain a bunch of money. Honestly, I could probably use this to get like a decent amount of money in the next area. In the next fight. Eh, worst case I get, 90. Pretty much the worst case, I think. Okay. Removals. Train Steward, Train Stewards. That makes the deck faster to start with. I'm worried because I'd like to reroll, but if I buy that and then reroll, I might not be able to buy, like, Gorge abilities trigger twice or something like that. I honestly don't think I need more damage on my spikes. Dang. There's a specific relic I was obviously looking for there, which does say exactly as I just said, Gorge abilities trigger twice, which would be ridiculous. Is this a problem? Okay, living armor triggers when damaged. And oh, its revenge is that it gains damage. So it gains 1 damage every time it's damaged itself. Got it. We also have these Shade Wings that have multi-strike, but they will die to the first time they... they'll die the first time they hit spikes. Gilded Wing. If there's 2 Gilded Wings on the same floor, we can have a little bit of difficulty, but the Spell Shield is not going to save us. Or rather, the Spell Shield is not going to save them from my ability to deal with that. It's not relevant in that way. Morsel Master, making a morsel. Morsel, morsel. Eat those morsels. Morsel, morsel, morsel. I don't need to Shroud Spike yet. And then... Feast. I'm gonna make another morsel. I think I'm just gonna cast this for the 270 right now. This is the most money that I can get from this, whereas I don't need the Shroud Spike right now. It's nice. I want it eventually. Don't need it right now, though. Shroud, pop the morsels down, feast. Make more morsels, pop those down, and then I think it's time to get the Shroud Spike out. It's a solid 300 right there. Morsel. Minor. Feast. I can actually get Feast back now, though. And in fact, no, I'm not guaranteed to. Still in the discard pile. Dang. So, the problem is Feast has to be the last card I play out of those three, which means that it hits the discard pile after the draw effect is triggered by the Winged Steel. I was worried about that, but I didn't know it was going to work like that, but it looks like it's confirmed it's going to work like that, so that's a bit unfortunate for us. Unless I pre-create the morsel. Then I don't have to play 3 cards. I can play the 3rd card as something else. Morsel. Feast. And then there's 2 cards back in the draw pile, so it doesn't work anyway. Oh. Bugger. Honestly, as soon as I dupe my first morsel, dupe the first gorge, everything's gonna be fine. Just need to hold out for that, you know? I wonder if I ascend through the Covenant ranks, when I ascend through the Covenant ranks, rather. This sentence is a mess. I wonder, when I ascend through the Covenant ranks, am I going to start needing to change my well, I'm gonna need to change my playstyle, but am I gonna need to change my playstyle to not do things like this, where I'm like, this one flaw is all I really need to do? Like, is there going to be a point where... This is a rhetorical question, by the way, just in case anyone does know all of the Ascensions. Is there a point where I am going to need to adapt my playstyle ridiculously? Or is the focus going to be around refining these kinds of things that I'm already doing? It's difficult to tell. Like, you know... Episode 50 in Slay the Spire, I had a completely different playstyle to what I have now, and I needed to have a different playstyle in order to get through the Ascension 20s. So, you know, I could definitely see it. Just wonder how it's gonna turn out here, you know? Come on up! I'm done. I'm done. I don't need to get bigger. It's already 2 hits kills the enemy here. It doesn't change anything if I get slightly bigger. The breakpoint's the same. Oh. Draw +1 each turn, draw +1 next. Oh. Yeah, they really, really took the nerf bat to everything that had draw to prevent those infinites, eh? Because obviously, like, focus growth, you reduce its cost, get 2 focus growths in the deck, cut everything else, put it on a rejuvenate unit, trigger the rejuvenate unit infinite times, win. It was way too easy to infinite in the base Awoken, definitely. Did you know that back ages ago in Slay the Spire, like in my first or second episode of Slay the Spire, bullet time used to not prevent you from drawing, and also dual wield used to be able to duplicate anything, including skills. So, infinites were really easy at that time too, as well, right? The draw components. Like, I understand what I'm saying here is developers starting to remove the more consistent ways of doing things like that. I think it's actually like a clever design move. Otherwise, you start to feel like you're hemmed in, because then it starts to feel like the optimal way to play the game is to consistently aim for an infinite. And then suddenly all other play patterns are obsolete. That's the word I'm looking for there. Obsolete. Honestly, I just need the most removal I can get. Don't need the dupe anymore because I got the second feast. Get Mind Collapse out of there 2 times. Deal 2 damage to a reanimating unit when a morsel is eaten. Sure, no reason not to take that. I'll take the Pyre Wall as well, just for some safety. When you summon your first morsel unit each turn, draw 1. Cool. I'm gonna reroll here. I'm just looking for health. There we go. Just wanted to give the morsel master more health, just in case. Can I remove another card? Do I want to remove another card? No. To both of those. Okay. Time to set up on the top floor and win the game. Umbra. Morsel master. Ooh. The cash. Making of a morsel. Morsel miner. Yum yum. Making of a morsel. Morsel miner. Yum yum. And get a little bit sharper. Good turn. Oh, thank you for coming to the top floor. Good to see you. Okay, making morsel. Morsel miner. Feast. And Ember, draw somebody gorge. Ember doesn't draw another gorge, but that one does. Then it's making the morsel. Morsel miner. Gorge. Making the morsel. Morsel miner. Feast. Making the morsel. Morsel miner. Shroud. Cool. So, yeah, like, I obviously did, like, a build like this, like, much earlier, but this is obviously way more streamlined. I now know how to do this build, I feel. I feel confident saying I now know how to do exclusively this build. Now I need to... Like, this might not be the perfect way to do this build, but it's too good. It's good. It's fine. No problems. I draw 7 cards each turn. I draw the same hand every turn right now. Making of a morsel. Play that. It'll draw the making of a morsel back. Then I feast. Doesn't draw the feast back. I think I pre-make a morsel next turn. That'll actually... Yeah, if I pre-make a morsel next turn, we're fine. And in fact, I don't really have much of a choice but to pre-make a morsel for the next turn. Okay, I think I can get 3 feasts off now. So it starts with double morsel miner, feast. Then I play making of morsel, getting back the feast. Morsel Miner, Feast. I can do it 3 times, and then I can even end... No, wait, I can't end with morsels. Yeah, because I won't be able to pre-make morsel. So every second turn, I can do it 3 times. Big boy. Yeah, it's when you play your 3rd card of the turn. If this said after you play your 3rd card of the turn, I would say that this is not necessarily what it implies it'll do. But when says that it'll trigger, like, when implies it will trigger, like, at the same time as, which means that that card hasn't finished its result, which means that it's not in the discard pile yet. This makes sense that it can't draw, like, or rather that this fails and fluffs the draw when there's a card about to be put in the discard pile that isn't in the discard pile and both piles are empty. That makes a bunch of sense to me. No problem with that whatsoever. But I'm glad that every other turn I can do it my way. Root Split Mask was way more important this run than I thought it was going to be, hey? Wild. Honestly, the reliability of getting cost reduction in spell stores is, I don't mean to make problems again, but I would not be surprised to see that get looked at. Anytime in the early game, I see a card that says 3 mana, 4 mana, sorry, a spell that says 4 mana, 3 mana, 2 mana, I'm like, ah, a free spell. Because, well, okay, 2 mana, 1 mana, a free spell. 3 and 4, I'm like, ah, a cheap spell. Because it's so reliable that you can do it. Obviously, since this is the final fight, I am going to get the penumbra as big as I possibly can. You best believe I'm gonna do that. You best believe your boy gonna get the numbers. I'm gonna make him B-I-G-G, capital G for the first one, lowercase g for the second one, you know. You know how it goes. Okay. Again. And one more time. Wrap up with some more. Okay, final stats. Oh, it's got sap on it, which is actually decreasing. So its actual final stats are 1394, 1361. That's pretty good. Could be bigger. In particular, I have my eye on the event that gives you... there's an event that gives you excavated embers into your deck, so you don't have to play a card to generate them. And if they're in your deck, you can upgrade them. And if you can upgrade them, you can make them remove their consume. And if you can remove their consume, you can definitely remove the extra energy. In fact, you don't even need to do that. But at that rate, then you can infinite for as much energy as you want and just play a big X cost. And a big X cost, say, I don't know, 99 cost on a Shroud Spike, as well as having a Morsel Miner, as well as having the relic that says Gorge Effects trigger twice, as well as having Penumbra 3. That's what I'm aiming for. Because in a single charge, ooh, let's do some math. In a single charge, that would be 5/5. right? So 5, 5, or rather, it's the same, right? It's 5 and 12 across. Okay, cool. So 5 times by 99 is 495. 495. So it's 495 already. But then the Gorge triggers 198 times, right? No, wait, no, because the Eaton triggers 100. So it's actually, hang on. It's 990 for the Eaton value from the morsel, and then the Gorge is also 2 times, but it's also 2 times that, right? Gorge effects triggered twice, and 2 times X, so it's 4 times. So it's 4 times 99 is 397, 396. That's 396. 396 times, right? 396 times 12. Yeah, 390. Let's roll. We're gonna round up for the sake of ease, right? So it's 1,000 for the first one, and so it's 400 by 12 is 400 and 4,080. So it'd be 5,800 on each attack and defense, I believe. That's what I'm aiming for. And that's only the 1-turn spike. Who knows what else you're doing? Nice. Oh, that's the final level on Umbra as well. I just got the achievement Penultimate, which is a nice name for it. Unleash the Wildwood gets its golden border. Also get Umbra level. Shadow Siege. 6 cost, 5 capacity, 200. I love that this button says hell yeah, because you best believe that's a hell yeah moment right there. There's our win streak increase again. That's the keep 'em honest right there. The win streak thing down there basically just says, did Rhapsody lose in an episode and decide not to upload it? That's never happened for this, by the way. You can see the win streak only resets when I lose in a stream. But when a couple months down the line, when I'm no longer consistently streaming this game, that is going to be the, was there a video missing kind of situation. It's not at the moment, though. None missing. That, my dear friends, was a good run. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Monster Train. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content on the game, past, present, and future. If you do like the videos, please click like, especially at the start of a new series. It is very important for the ability to reach more people and grow the audience and grow the channel. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.